Riot Froxon tweeted that a new patch is coming out, which I didn't think was gonna happen. I thought 15.24 was the last patch, but they're doing a 15.24b. So I guess even though it's just a month of the same solo queue, Riot is doing a B patch, which I think is a good thing, even though it's very small and it's just mostly a number change. Because frustrations can build up, especially in Hyla, when you're facing same champions and they're dominating the same game over and over. New jungle champions. In preparation for a lot of the new season start rank changes and general queue health, we wanted to continue making it so that there are many viable options in jungle. This doesn't mean that these champions need to be overpowered, so some of our changes are aimed at better balancing this jungle ecosystem, but we want to be in a world where it is possible to play a lot of different champions in jungle, provided they have a reasonable gameplay and they don't undercut the power level of champions in their original roles. Aatrox is a bit too powerful currently in the jungle, and especially in higher levels of play, and also in the limited amount of pro play we've been seeing in Caspa Cup. Yeah, this is true. Aatrox jungle has higher winner than Aatrox top lane. And Aatrox is a stronger jungler than he's a top laner. And a nerf here is very warrant. And I think if Riot didn't nerf Aatrox, he would be a 100% pick and ban presence in pro, because he has flex value from red side and blue side, which is very valuable, and he can be slotted in any job in jungle. Basically, he's just a similar bruiser that fulfills a similar role to something like Zaahen. He has terrain scaling, he skirmishes well, he pairs as well with like any mage mid, doesn't matter. He just clears fast and then he does objectives, he invades well, he skirmishes well. That's just Aatrox jungle. That's a good thing they're nerfing it. I mean, I don't like it when, like, you know, they buff these top lane champs and then they end up being better in jungle. And same goes for like Qiyana mid and stuff. Like Qiyana ended up being better jungle than mid laner. Qiyana has also had a strong showing recently with her ability to power clear the jungle and have higher than expected CS numbers, while also having pretty strong CC and burst damage potential, slowing her farming potential down a bit of a result. So honestly, like, they're just saying like completely random shit here. I mean, obviously, like, I'm not saying these things aren't true, but come on, she's been in this state for a long time now. The nerf should have happened long time ago. Also, I want to remind everybody that Freak went on his annual, patch rundown, like 2 weeks ago or whatever, and he said specifically that Qiyana and Sylas are not OP junglers. Now, this patch, if you look at the patch notes, they're nerfing both Qiyana and Sylas. So it's really weird that like Freak goes and says they're not OP, and then like 2 weeks later, they're nerfing both of them. Like, sometimes I just, like, wonder, is Freak just delusional in the things he's saying? Or is he the only one with that opinion, how he reads statistics, and then the rest of the balance team that works there has a different take? Like, what the fuck is going on? Where's the consistency? And he did this with so many champions already, bro. Like, I remember when he said, like, Hui, we're buffing Hui for June, but he's an OP champion, and players haven't learned to play him. And then they buffed Hui, and then months later, they never nerfed him because players learned to play Hui. That never happened. He was just weak, and they were, like, allergic to buffing him for some reason. Like, I don't know. I have, like, countless of examples where there's just, like, there's no consistency. Anyway, Qiyana jungle, I mean, don't need to explain anything. This champ is just fucking stupid. Brain dead as fuck. Like, god damn it. Like, completely brain dead. Good nerf. Zaahen has quickly climbed to become one of the most powerful champions in the hands of players who have mastered him. Elite players are doing very well with him. We're embracing more of his durability output and hitting some of his damage as a result, and also his ability to threaten and zone by lowering his Q recast duration. I personally think Zaahen is quite OP and quite brain dead. Now, it is a new champion, and I'm not on the like hate the Zaahen really like hate train. But I do have to say that from because I play against this champion a lot. It's like picked every game in Hyla and also like has screen presence. I have to say that the gameplay, how do I say it? Like, the gameplay experience against Zaahen is very low. Like, when you play this champion, there's very little to outplay. He is just a complete stat checker. There's almost nothing to outplay in the kit. Most of the way he combos or goes on you, sometimes like his W, the pull, which is the only ability you can realistically have any counterplay against, is very undodgeable in a lot of scenarios. I think the champion is OP. I think statistically it kind of shows that the champion is sitting at way too high win rate for being a newly released champion, and even after being nerfed like 2 times by now, I think. Players are still doing really well with him because obviously they're getting better at the champion, so the win rate is going up naturally. I think the champion is ultimately like long term. I don't really like playing against it too much. I think it's like playing against Renekton. There's not much to outplay. I do have to say that this is a really good nerf. Because I played Zaahen in practice tool recently. It is very stupid that Zaahen can Q and then like hold his Q for like 5 more seconds. Like, what the fuck is that shit? So this is a good thing that they're nerfing that. TK has been a little bit on the weaker side. Yeah, I agree. Tom can just pretty shit. But simultaneously, it's also a champ that like you don't want to make it good because it's also like a complete stat tracker. Doesn't really provide good gameplay experience, I think, for the game. So anyway, we have a LUX buff. Passive AP ratio 5% up, Q AP ratio 10%. Now, I've seen some... I think it's like... A lot of players hate LUX, and I've seen some like Twitter like tweets of people saying that like I saw a tweet like, we're reaching a state where LUX can land 1 Q and one-shot you. This is so ridiculous. And it's like, guys, do we realize how small these fucking buffs are? Players always overreact to this like small AP ratio buffs. Now, first of all, like statistically speaking, LUX is not doing too well. Like her win rate is okay in low MMR. It's okay. It used to be higher in the past. So it's like there is a reasonable argument, I think, for Riot to buff LUX. She's also doing a little bit bad on support. Okay, sure. So I think in that sense it's fine. I think her passive is really weak, so I like that they're buffing passive. I think passive is ultimately very underwhelming on this champion because it's just early game that it's useful. You can never use it mid to late game. You're never auto-attacking people. So the passive is like, in that sense, kind of feels bad for the kit. I wonder if LUX should have a different passive. I think if you compare LUX passive to something similar like Hui, Vel'Koz, what other passives like similar? Mage. Hui and Vel'Koz kind of come to sense for me, the similarity. I think it's like very underwhelming if you read the damage. I think it's like a lot worse than Hui, a lot worse than Vel'Koz. There's like one more champion I'm right now like missing that I want to compare it to LUX, but whatever. This passive is still on the weekend. Oh, Mel. I was thinking about Mel. Like Mel passive is way better, Hui passive is better, Vel'Koz passive is better, and these are very similar passives to LUX, how I would compare them. Yeah. A weak passive, right? This is just a weak passive. QAP ratio goes up by 10%. I think it's fine. You know, you get 10 damage per 100 AP. It's not gonna break LUX or make her super OP or something. It's still a champion that ultimately has a lot of counterplay. She's still gonna be low elo skewed. You dodge her Q, you dodge her E, she does nothing. Very skill shot reliant. Mercs counter her. It's fine. Her passive is proc by abilities. How is that useless mid to late game? Her passive is not proc by abilities. The only ability that procs the passives are, and that can only happen once. So that's really like just fake. Tom Kench. Passive bonus HP ratio goes up by 0.5. Okay, a very normal stat checking buff. This is fine. Volibear W total AD ratio goes up by 10%. So they're buffing the AD versions of Volibear, which is like Stojin. And I guess top lane maybe slightly top lane is good buff. Okay, sure, I don't mind it. Aatrox is losing a lot of Q monster bonus damage. I think based on my practice tool testing, this will nerf the clear speed by probably about 10 seconds at least, and he's now gonna have one of the slower clearing jungle clear speeds, which probably means that he's gonna die out in jungle. Ambassa passive AD ratio will go down by 5%. Bonus AD ratio will go up by 10 early, down by 10 late. I think ultimately E is a nerf because bonus AD, you have very little bonus AD in early game, you have more bonus AD late game, and you max this ability second. I think even with this change, you're still gonna max E second, you're not gonna max W. So Ambassa is getting nerfed. She's losing a little bit of damage. I think she will ultimately still be strong. I don't even know if this is gonna even be 1% win rate on Ambassa, honestly. Misfortune will lose some durability, 15 less health, and then HP growth will also go down a little bit. This also makes it so she's a little bit more reliant on Bloodthirster builds, because Bloodthirster gives her basically health, right? Sure. Kiana will lose Q monster mod damage. She will no longer have Thanos level of clear. And then with the new season, she's gonna clear even a bit slower. Okay, cool. Salas will also lose passive monster mod damage down by a lot. And I'm pretty sure Salas is reaching the point where he's gonna be bad in jungle again, which I think is fine. I think Salas should be a mid laner, like he's originally designed. Yeah. Zaahen, Q1, Q2 recast, hold duration down by 1. Very good, like this change. Q1 will no longer heal versus wards, plants, or structures. Also good change. Q1, Q2 bonus AD ratio down by 20%, and E outer ring bonus AD ratio down by 25%. This champion is getting a lot of nerfs. And, I can't say it's not deserved, but good. Very good. Very, very, very good. Anyway, small patch. They are hitting a lot of frustrations in Hyla with Kiana, Sala, Zaahen, and Bessa, Aatrox. A lot of jungle specific changes again. A random LUX buff for mid lane, don't mind it. Can't complain. Better to get a patch than to not get a patch before the new season.